We're continuing our financial series with Synergy Credit Union, and today our topic is protecting your financial foundation. I'd like to welcome Leanne with us today, Leanne Arden. And now, Leanne, you have another one of these long, fancy titles, so I'm going to get you to tell me what it is. What is your title?
I am the investment advisor for Credential Securities and an insurance representative with Credential Financial Strategies, Inc.
Okay, so let's get into this right away then, and we'll talk about financial foundation. What exactly is that?
So the financial foundation is really the base to the financial house. And the financial house is a concept that we use when introducing financial planning or getting someone started with their finances. So it's very similar to as if you were going to build your own dream home. You would start with that solid foundation first before you would put up your walls or your roof. And that foundation really is protecting yourself against any of the uncontrollable events, while those other parts are the controllable events. So first you would want to make that base, which would include savings and your investments, whether it's emergency funds and whatnot, before you start moving up the walls and the furnishings and whatnot. So that solid foundation are the uncontrollable events, whereas your furnishings within your home are the controllable events. So you want to make sure that first, everything you can't control is covered in the event an emergency happens, so that your house doesn't come crumbling down. Right,
and it actually makes sense when you think about it, because it could be something even like, you know, an unexpected medical event for yourself or a family member that could come up, and if you haven't saved for that or planned for that, as you said, it can bring the whole house crumbling down. So what is the best place to start then? What is the first thing that you should probably do? So
there are three real components to the financial foundation that we talk about to make sure that everything is in line before building the walls or putting on your roof. And again, you want to make sure, like building your home, that you have that solid base there first. So the first component would be to make sure that your estate is in order.
Right.
Have all of those documentations in place, like your will, a power of attorney, the living will. And I know it was talked about in a previous segment. These documents really help protect your assets or your wishes when you pass away, or if you can't make those decisions on your own. The second component would be life insurance, or the different insurances to protect yourself. So making sure that you have all of that protection in place to cover off your contents of your home or liability, and then insurance in place if you die. And then again, if you get hurt or sick, you really want to make sure that protection is there. The third component is setting up those emergency funds. So a lot of people feel like if they have access to credit cards or line of credits, that they have access to easy money and use that as an emergency fund, which might not be the best place to get funds from, because a lot of those debt instruments do carry high interest rates. So if you start missing payments, that could only compound an issue, or if you're in a what-if scenario. So it's best to have those emergency funds set up in some sort of savings account that you could access fairly readily.
And now when you're doing this, then it obviously kind of helps you into getting a bigger financial planning picture then too, right, if you're starting here?
Yes, absolutely. So once you get that solid base put in place, then you could look at, again, similar to building your home, putting up those walls or the roof. So that could be looking at different investment options to increase your savings for retirement or a child's education. Maybe it is those home purchases now, or additional real estate if you want to buy that cabin, or it's a rental property, or whatever it may be. Because you have that solid base there, you can start looking at increasing your net worth in those different ways.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. And if anybody wants more information, what's the best place that they can go to get that?
So they can definitely come down to Synergy Credit Union. We have a number of experts that can help them there, or through Credential Financial Strategies. We love to help anybody else. So if you have those needs or want to get started, just stop on by the branch.
Okay, great. And we'll continue this conversation next hour. Thank you so much.
Thanks.